Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about these new iFlight ion motors and this ESC from iFlight as well. It's called the iPeaka. I'm going to be putting these into the iFlight I think it's DragonTeeth frame here in this build. And I'm not going to really talk about these in that build video, so I just want to make a separate video talk about these two components, which are kind of new. I think these are newer ones on their site, so you guys probably haven't heard about these yet. This is a huge motor. It's a 2506 2450 kV motor, and I guess the thrust hand data on this one is pretty impressive. On the 5061 Nazgul prop, the one from iFlight, at full throttle it was pulling 44.6 amps and generating over 1700 grams of thrust. So as I mentioned when I was doing the frame review on the DragonTeeth frame, it's a pretty hefty frame. I think it's about I forget the exact weight, over 150 grams I think. So I thought it would need bigger motors, and so yeah, they are saying use these motors. 4 of these at over 1700 grams of thrust, we're talking like 7,000 grams of thrust. I think we're going to be okay on power for this heavier frame here. I'm just a wild guess on my part. I think power might not be an issue. But anyway, let me just go over the specs on this motor just pretty quick here. It's using N52H magnets, Japanese bearings. It's no C-clip on the bottom here. It's got a retaining screw here. This is 70-75 aluminum in the bell and in the base. So it's all high quality components. Extra long motor wires here for you guys that like to use 4-in-1 ESCs. I'll be using individual ESC in my build, so I'm going to be cutting these wires short. And I believe this is a hollow shaft. Yeah, it's a hollow shaft as well. So yeah, this is going to be a top-notch motor, assuming that it performs. It's got all of the right specs, and this the spinning of this around is very, very smooth as well. And I'll get a few measurements. Coming in about 31 millimeters in width for the bell. And let's measure the height of the bell here. I guess it's approximately 12 millimeters just for the bell. If we go from the bottom of the motor to the top of the motor, it's about 18.5 millimeters. Going to get a weight measurement. This is with all of the wire here, so it's going to weigh a little bit more if you cut the wires off. It's a pretty heavy motor at 42.75 grams. Of course, you got to add the wire as well. Okay, so then let's talk about the ESC here. This is a 45 amp ESC, and it'll burst up to 52 amps. It's a Biel-Heli 32 ESC, so it will do up to D-Shot 1200. So it's got the also has a current sensor in here. Although I'm not sure if it's got the telemetry back to the flight controller for this particular one, but it might have the overcurrent protection built into this. I got a heatsink on here. It does 3 to 6S, so definitely if you want to go 6S, if your motors and flight controller and power stack can handle it, then yeah, you could definitely use 6S on this. That would be just totally nuts. It does include the wires for your power and your signal and PWM, and in here are your solder pads for your motor. And I think there's a little LED here there. I'm not really sure what that's going to be used for. The motor is, or sorry, the ESC is going to be mounted on the arm like this, upside down, so the LED probably is not going to be too visible. Yeah, if you mount the ESC this way, it's going to be kind of hard to solder your motor wires to that. So I'm not sure if that's intended to be that way. It's kind of interesting design choice. Usually the heatsink will be up on top, and then you can solder on this side here. It makes it easier. So not sure about that design choice, but I'm probably just going to mount it like this anyway, and hopefully that won't cause too much of a heat issue. So I guess I'll find out, and I'll let you guys know if I haven't run into any problems doing it that way. So here's a few quick measurements. 16.2 in the width here. Length is 32.6, and maximum depth is about 6 millimeters. And ESC weighs about 4 grams. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions about these components, and of course these are going to go into the DragonTeeth build coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.